Life isn't always a straight line, and most of us have experienced periods of stuckness. These are times when things seem to have stalled, stopped moving, and we feel lost. Maybe you're working on an important paper, project, or even trying to tackle big challenges like social inequality or climate change. It's common to feel like you're not sure what to do next, or if your efforts are even meaningful. But how do you get out of this rut? How do you find motivation and keep going? The stuck in the middle phenomenon. The stuck in the middle phenomenon is a psychological state that psychologists have studied and described as an inevitable part of the journey to achieving a goal. When we start a new task or journey, our motivation is usually high at first. This is because each small step is compared to the starting point, creating a strong sense of achievement and motivation. We can easily see that we are moving from zero to a state of results, however small. This creates a sense of satisfaction and motivates us to continue. However, once we have passed the beginning stage and entered the middle stage of the journey, our psychology changes significantly. At this point, we no longer look back with pride at the distance we have traveled, but instead, our eyes are focused on the distance ahead. The vision of the remaining distance becomes vast and sometimes overwhelming. This leads to a feeling of discouragement because the end goal still seems so far away, while the initial energy and excitement have gradually depleted. It is at this stage that many people feel stuck and are prone to giving up. For example, imagine someone who has just started training for a marathon. In the early days, they feel very excited to complete short distances. Running the first one, 2 km, gives them a great sense of accomplishment because they can be proud that they have started and achieved something that they have never done before. But after a while, when they get used to running a few km, the perspective changes. Now, instead of feeling proud of what they have achieved, they start worrying about how many more km they have to run to reach their goal of 42 kilometers. The pressure of the long distance ahead makes them lose motivation and even feel like giving up. The same thing happens with other tasks in life, from writing an essay, working on a big project, or even improving themselves. Feeling discouraged and lacking motivation when you are in the middle of a journey is natural and common. However, this does not mean that we have to resign ourselves to it. There are effective strategies for overcoming the stuck in the middle phenomenon and continuing to move forward with vigor. One way to overcome this is to change the way you think about your goal. Instead of thinking of your goal as a single, large destination, break it down into smaller milestones. Each milestone becomes a separate, more achievable destination. This helps us feel like the journey is not so long and overwhelming. For example, if you are writing a long essay, instead of thinking about finishing the entire paper, focus on completing each short paragraph or main idea. When you complete a small paragraph, celebrate that accomplishment. The feeling of achieving small milestones will energize you to move forward. Another way is to create small rewards for each milestone achieved. The rewards don't have to be huge, just enough to create encouragement and a sense of satisfaction. For example, after finishing a chapter of a book, you might reward yourself with a cup of your favorite coffee or a short break. These small rewards create a positive cycle that will help you stay motivated throughout the journey. It is also helpful to focus on the process rather than the end result. Try to enjoy each small step along the way. Instead of thinking only about achieving your goal, find joy in the work you are doing. For example, if you are running, feel the joy of getting stronger with each workout. Or if you are writing, Find satisfaction in the words that take shape. Finally, remember that getting stuck in the middle is not a failure, but a natural part of any journey. Understanding and accepting this will help you not feel so overwhelmed when you face the middle stage. Be patient, believe in yourself, and remember that every step, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. By applying the above strategies, you will not only overcome this phenomenon, but also build the mental strength to face bigger challenges in the future. Act instead of worry. When faced with big problems like the climate crisis or social inequality, the feeling of being stuck is even stronger. These are complex problems that no one person can solve with a single action. When we look at the scale of these challenges, it's easy to feel helpless and give up. A 2021 global survey found that more than half of young people believe that humanity is doomed. But that doesn't mean there's no hope. What matters is not how anxious or angry you feel, but the belief that you can make a difference. This belief is not unfounded. History has shown that change is possible. Individual actions, no matter how small, like volunteering, voting, protesting, or contributing to a common cause, can create powerful waves of change. Remember, every small action adds up to a big picture. If you feel overwhelmed, start small. This could be changing a habit, joining a community, or learning more about an issue you care about. Emotions, from outrage to action. Outrage, anger, or anxiety are not useless emotions. In fact, they can be powerful motivators for action. Historically, major movements for change have often started with shared outrage. For example, the civil rights movement in the United States was fueled by outrage over racism and injustice. What was unique about this movement was how it brought together people from different backgrounds and perspectives to fight for a common goal. It was this unity that helped the movement survive and thrive. What you need to do is harness these powerful emotions and turn them into action. If you feel frustrated by a problem, ask yourself, what can I do to help? Instead of focusing on the scale of the problem, think about what you can contribute. No matter how small, these actions will not only make you feel like you're doing something meaningful, but they will also inspire others. The power of community. One of the most effective ways to get unstuck is to turn to community. Working in a group not only helps you share the burden, but it also gives you a sense of connection and encouragement. When you see others taking action, you're more likely to want to do something too. The support of a community can be inspiring and help you find new directions when you feel burned out. There are other benefits to being part of a community. You'll have the opportunity to learn from others' experiences and share what you know to improve together. When you work together, you not only achieve your personal goals, but you also contribute to a larger change. Take action, even if it's just one step. Ultimately, the best way to get unstuck is to take action. Even if the outcome isn't perfect, every small step is progress. Write one more sentence, run one more mile, or participate in one small activity that contributes to a better future. Perfection isn't the goal, it's progress. Remember, no journey is easy, but by breaking down your goals, tapping into powerful emotions, and finding support from your community, you can overcome any obstacle. Start today, because every step you take gives you hope for a brighter tomorrow.